Hey everybody, I'm Radically Moderate, and today we're going to be covering this hit piece on Tucker Carlson from this failure as a journalist.
Why do I care what's going on in the conflict between Ukraine and Russia? And I'm serious. Like, why do I care? And why shouldn't I root for Russia, which I am?
It might be worth.
Can't tell a joke when you hear one? Really?
Asking yourself, since it is getting pretty serious, what is this really about? Why do I hate Putin so much? Has Putin ever called me a racist? Has he threatened to get me fired?
Oh my God! Tucker is questioning the war machine! How can he do this? Why is Tucker anti-war?
For disagreeing with him?
No American TV host spouted Russian talking points the way Tucker did.
Oh, I see. If you're anti-war, that's Russia's bad. We've already established that because I mean, if we just replaced pro-Russia with pro-United Kingdom, does it sound so bad? Pro-France, pro-China, pro-Japan. Is Tucker saying pro-Japan talking points right now? What are the pro-China talking points? Is he what? I'm sorry. What are the pro-Ukraine talking points he's supposed to have?
And Russia is saying it is sad to see him go. Well, tonight there's new information on what led to his firing. Also tonight, transgender Montana State Representative Zoe Zephyr joins me after Republicans voted to discipline her late today for her impassioned defense of trans care.
Cry some more.
Plus, dramatic testimony from E. Jean Carroll as the civil rape trial of Donald Trump got underway today in Manhattan.
Oh, we'll cover her. That lady's crazy. She's the one who said rape was sexy. We have to remember. She's the one who said, we'll just go right, we'll slide right into that.
Ravish. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt.
Well, I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break.
That's who they're using to accuse Donald Trump as R. Yep. If you want the content, it's in my Twitter feed. You should follow me at Radically Moderate. Let's continue with the failout.
Known as Tucker Carlson. Up until Monday, Tucker hosted one of, if not the most watched cable news shows in the country.
Yeah, and you're jealous of that. You wish you had his numbers, too. You're jealous of that. Most popular. You know, more Democrats watch Tucker than any other TV show, too. It was the most viewed show by Democrats. Ooh. Man, that stings. And you're on MSNBC.
Country. But his ouster from Fox wasn't just any old firing. Tucker presented a unique danger that was unlike anything else.
Danger.
American
danger. Was it danger to anybody's life? No. Dangerous to thoughts and opinions.
History. Almost exclusively using his 1-hour slot to peddle the worst of the worst conspiracies and authoritarian propaganda to millions of Americans. To the point where one of the most prominent people who came to Tucker's defense after his firing was, I kid you not, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov.
Perhaps they would be.
I'm sorry.
Accept more types of paint.
I believe this more than I believe the failout. The real reason Tucker Carlson was fired by Fox News, the video's on Jimmy Dore's page, is a day old. They're going to play a clip from Tucker Carlson's show. I'm going to go jump straight to the clip.
Took hundreds of millions. Anyone who do that is obviously Pablo Escobar level corrupt and should not be trusted. What would that look like? That level of corruption. Well, imagine that the Trump administration had made it mandatory for American citizens to buy MyPillow. That's one of Fox News' biggest advertisers. Imagine the administration...
Not this video, actually. Wrong one. This one.
So last night I went on this guy's show, Tucker Carlson's show. And it's nice they send a van to the house. I don't even have to pay. But it's...
from wanting to go to war with China, a war that we have no assurance.
All right, let's hear what Jimmy Dore. Because the readout says
Jimmy
Tucker
to the Jimmy Dore show.
Tucker spends an hour of his show pushing pro-Russia propaganda. So let's hear an example of every hour of every show from the readout.
Us tonight to assess. Jimmy, what do you should we be paying attention to a memo like this? What do you think it means?
What I think it means is that the United States is trying to provoke and sable rattle with another nuclear power, right? This is what we were supposed to be afraid of was going to happen with Donald Trump, right? We couldn't have, he's a crazy man who's going to have his finger on the nuclear button. And now we have Demented Joe, who is saber rattling with 2 nuclear powers, and they get the corporate media sponsored by the military industrial complex to get Americans to cheer it on. And why do Americans cheer it on? Because they have no idea what's actually happening with their foreign policy. And what's worse is they have no idea that they have no idea that they don't have any idea what's happening with their foreign policy. We have 400 military bases surrounding China since the Korean War. Do we really think that China is getting ready to invade the United States? Because I tell you, they're not. They make everything we use in the United States. Why? Because the same people who want this war are the same people who took the good jobs that are manufacturing jobs in America, turned them into low-paying, crappy jobs, and then shipped them to China, and then we get angry at them for the system that we set up. If they're so corrupt, because that's the thing, Americans have no idea how corrupt their government is. They think our government's just regular corrupt, like, oh, Trump gave his son a job or Biden gave his kid a no-show job in the Ukraine war. That's not, the whole thing is corrupt. The $800 billion military budget is $800 billion of corruption. Why do we have to have 900 military bases around? We're the ones provoking this war, just like we provoked the war in Ukraine. We are now provoking a war with China. And who benefits? I'll tell you right now, your enemy is not China. Your enemy is not Russia. Your enemy is the military industrial complex, which has been fleecing this country to the tunes of hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars. How many times are we going to have a defense secretary say, hey, we can't account for $2 trillion in the Pentagon again? That, like, which has happened twice now in my lifetime. So again, people are being, the war machine cannot be stopped. Who's running this country? The war machine. It certainly isn't Joe Biden making these decisions. I would like to know who is making the decisions. And I just want to remind everybody, the United States is the world's terrorist. We just set the Middle East on fire in the last 20 years, and now we're doing a proxy war in Ukraine, which we provoked, NATO provoked, and it was just admitted that we provoked it by the former Prime Minister of Germany. And now we're trying to saber rattle with China, and they're predicting a war. Again, China's not going to invade us. China's not our enemy. We might have an economic war. That's what these are. These are economic wars. These are wars for, in Ukraine, it's about liquefied natural gas and making sure Germany and Russia never come together because we fear Russia's natural resources and manpower, and we fear them getting together with Germany with their technology and their capital. And so that's why we blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. That's why we're doing the Ukraine war. This is all about hegemony, imperialism, and economics. And if there's a Marine somewhere, it's there because they're about to steal some natural resources from another country. As everybody's screaming about what a bad guy Putin is for invading Ukraine, the United States is currently occupying a third of Syria. And which third is that? It's the third that has the oil. And how do I know we're there to steal their oil? Because the President of the United States said so.
And we're not even benefiting economically. That's, I mean, of course, that's the rub.
Man, I wonder why they went after Tucker. But low IQ Joy Reid will have you believe it's because he's pro-Russia.
Useful to consider how things are with freedom of speech in the United States. I've heard that Tucker Carlson has left Fox News. It's a curious news. What is this related to? One can only guess, but clearly the wealth of views in the American information space has suffered as a result.
Now, if it was anyone else, the idea that a senior Kremlin official would be defending a United States TV anchor, at the United Nations no less, would be unbelievable. It would be unheard of. But because it's tough.
Do you not realize you're doing Russia's bidding right now, actually? He threw out bait. I'm going to compliment the Tucker journalist. And all of left-wing media is going to go, can you believe he said something about Tucker? You guys are all reacting to a master propagandist from Russia right now. These people are all being played like puppets. Look at her. She's being puppeted by Russia. She's literally doing Russia's bidding as she accuses Tucker of doing Russia's bidding. Fucking amazing.
It's not even surprising. It is no secret that his show was the Kremlin's favorite Russian state TV. Its favorite. Russian state TV would frequently air clips of Tucker defending him, defending Putin, especially after the invasion of Ukraine. And almost immediately after being ousted by Fox, Tucker was even receiving job offers from Russian state TV. But it wasn't just Russia. Tucker also wielded tremendous influence over the Republican Party. It was often Tucker who took some of the most fringe and most dangerous conspiracies that you would find in the darkest corners of the interwebs and inject them into mainstream Republican politics. He was essentially the 4chan to Capitol Hill pipeline. The most egregious example being the great replacement theory. Between railing on a show about how immigrants are making our country dirtier while claiming there is no such thing as white supremacy, Tucker would ramble on for 20 minutes at a time, promoting the conspiracy theory that immigrants are being brought in by the Jews, of course.
Do you have a quote for that?
Native-born white Americans.
No quotes.
Prior to his show was only popular on white supremacist internet forums and tiki torch marches where khaki-wearing Nazis chant, "Jews will not replace us." But not long after Tucker brought the tiki torch march indoors to the Fox airwaves, you had almost the entire Republican Party embrace
amazing, man. They will never let that go.
That theory, including Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, who tweeted, "Tucker Carlson is correct about replacement theory," as he explains what is happening to America. During his campaign for Senate, Peter Thiel-backed Trump sycophant J.D. Vance told Fox that Democrats, quote, have decided that they can't win re-election unless they bring a large number of new voters to replace the voters that are already here.
But I thought that was a good thing, though. I thought immigration and diversity makes us stronger. This is the trick they'll do with you guys. They'll say it's not happening, but then out the other side of their mouth, they'll say it's happening and it's a good thing.
That is the kind of talk that would get a lawmaker expelled just 10 years ago. But thanks to Tucker, it's now standard Republican talking points.
No, it's not. I wish it was. There is no way it's not standard Republican talking points. That's amazing. Wow, your eyebrows look absolutely terrible. Look at this. Look at her awful looking eyebrows. They look so fake. They don't even match her skin color or her hair. God, this man's eyebrows are kind of creeping me out here.
And then there's January 6th. Tucker took the lead when it came to writing a revisionist history of the insurrection.
Which was what?
With the help of Kevin McCarthy.
That the police opened the doors? Oh, that didn't happen.
From that day, which Tucker selectively edited in order to frame the angry mob that attempted to overturn the election as meek sightseers. But Carlson's former producer, Abby Grossberg, told the great Nicole Wallace yesterday what else he tried to do with that footage.
When the January 6 tapes were coming out,
Grossberg.
Tucker was very set on finding an FBI person who was implanted in the crowd and spinning this conspiracy that they were ultimately the ones responsible for the Capitol attack. I went back to them.
Well, FBI informants, according to the Proud Boys trial, there was more than 30 FBI informants there at the January 6th protest. Huh. Why were they there undercover?
And said, look, there's no conspiracy theory here. I called this attorney that's representing one of the Proud Boys, and he flat out told me on 2 occasions, there is no conspiracy.
Oh, the attorney said there's no... Oh, wait, what the hell is going on here? This is one of the most stupid things that I'm so confused.
The ones responsible for the Capitol attack. I went back to them and said, look, there's no conspiracy theory here. I called this attorney that's representing one of the Proud Boys, and he flat out told me on 2 occasions, there is no conspiracy. Get away from this stuff. This is dangerous. Tell Tucker to stop.
Why? Why is it dangerous? Why does Tucker have to stop? Where's the lie? Were there not undercover feds on January 6th?
I'll come on your show and represent my client, but I absolutely will walk off if he asks me this.
Well, Oh, okay. So.
And the response was, well, find somebody else. Tucker is really intent on this.
So let that sink in. The host of the most watched cable news show was intent on framing the insurrection as an FBI conspiracy. Think about how dangerous it is.
Think about how good of a scoop that would be, though.
When right-wingers have already previously threatened and attacked FBI offices.
I wish.
But none of that seemed to matter to the Fox executive suite. Nope, none of it. What actually pushed them over the edge, according to new reporting from the Wall Street Journal,
which you could totally believe,
was his, quote, vulgar and offensive messages about them and about his colleagues that were in the redacted portions of the Dominion filings, including the time that he called a senior executive at Fox the C word, according to people from
Oh, my God.
Talk about only caring when it happens to you and not to your fellow citizens or to your country.
What about you? Do you care for your fellow citizens? Then shut up. The whole standards for thee, not for me shit needs to die. This lady's smuggery, she needs to be yeeted into the sun. Let's be honest here. God, she's so smug.
Well, now, Fox has a decision to make. Since whoever they put in the anchor chair at 8 p.m. will be watched by millions of Americans, regardless of who they are. So will Fox stick with the brand of vulgar, white supremacist, and Kremlin talking points that...
Yeah, see, everyone we disagree with is a racist. Or will they be a neocon who shills for the war state and big pharma like we do here? The illusion of choice. You can have left-wing pro-war on MSNBC or right-wing pro-war on Fox. That's what's really going on here.
Tucker brought them, or will they take it in a different direction? Joining me now is Jelani Cobb, Dean of the Columbia University School of Journalism, staff writer for The New Yorker and MSNBC political contributor, and Nicole Hemmer, political historian and professor at Vanderbilt University. Thank you both for being here. Professor Hemmer, I do want to start with you because this is kind of your field of expertise and study. My colleagues, Brandy Zadrozny and Ben Collins, have written a piece that I just want to read a little bit of. There's a right-wing fringe, writer who says that Tucker was basically the only person at Fox who would dare to have me on. I'm not the only case. There are other people, and nobody would dare to let them or any other.
So one anonymous person online said Tucker's our guy. Therefore, Tucker's a white supremacist. Meanwhile, hugely well-known white nationalist Richard Spencer comes out as pro-Biden, pro-Democrat. Nobody cares? Crickets? Double standards? Guys, noticing a pattern here?
Fox show, let them on any other Fox show, but Tucker would have them on to say things you wouldn't hear anywhere else on American TV. And that his relationship with these fringe voices was like mutual. Far-right people could actually get on. Another little bit of this, and I think I'm reading the wrong thing that was up on the air. I'm sorry. Once a story reached Tucker Carlson, it was at the apex of conservative media. And Fox News is the voice of authority in conservative media, said Robert Ferris, senior researcher at Harvard University Shorenstein School of Media. All
right, guys, I'm going to end this video segment here. If you like this type of content, please share it. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment down below. I read every single comment. Radically Mod out of here.